Coming up on Good Morning Wilmington Live. Office of Defense Services Lisa Minutola stops by the plaza, along with Wilmington Alliance's Hara Wright-Smith, to talk about the upcoming Expungement and Employee Fair. Plus, owner of Greek Couture, Janelle Bowman stops by to talk about her Greek apparel and recent grand opening. And 76ers Arena host and Delaware Bluecoats MC, Phame Hancock stops by to talk about his career and recent role in the Netflix movie Hustle. Tune in Wednesday, July 20th at 10 a.m. right here on DETV.
Good morning, Wilmington. It is Wednesday, the 20th of July, and I'm sitting here with my lovely co-host,
Vincenza. Good morning, Wilmington, and good morning, Ivan.
Good morning.
Yes.
Hump day, baby.
Yes, happy Wednesday.
Oh, my
I can't believe we're almost at the end of July.
Look, next month, our kids are going back to school, so I hope all your parents and you out there are getting ready, to spend some extra money for some school shopping, and we are going to bring to you in the next couple episodes some quick things that you could get for your little youngsters at school. So I'm super excited about that.
Right.
Man. You ready?
I'm ready. Is Maddie ready to get back to school?
Oh my God. No, the question is, Daddy ready to get Maddie back to school? That's the question. I've been ready. I mean, shoot, after the last day of school, she was still at the bus stop messing with me.
Love you, Maddie. Shout out to Maddie. But before we talk about getting back to school, let's talk about going to the beaches and taking advantage of all this beautiful weather that we have coming up. I know the weekend, we're expected to have beautiful sunshine weather.
Yeah.
Take advantage if you have the ability to go to the beach, the Delaware beaches, support all the businesses down south. If not, there are also the surrounding states and the shore as well.
Are you a beach bum?
I love going to the beach. I wish I had more time.
Okay.
I wish I had more time, but I do love going to the beach because there's something soothing and relaxing listening to the ocean.
Right.
Just closing your eyes and just listening to the ocean, the waves. It's very, very soothing and relaxing. And I think breathing in the salt water air and dipping your toes in the water, something very relaxing about it. And I think that it's healthy for your mental state to even just take a few hours out of your day to do that. So if you have the ability to get in the car and drive down south to Delaware beaches, make sure you drive safe. Make sure you.
Why you gotta look at me when you say that?
I just want to make sure everyone's driving safe.
Make sure you drive safe.
Drive safe in case you decide to take a trip down south. But what's your favorite beach?
Well, look, let me tell you, growing up, beaches wasn't a thing in over South Bridge, right? Like, I started going to the beach in my adult age, right? Because I used to be the guy that if I did, my first time going to the beach, I'd be the dude in a basketball jersey and some swim trunks and some Timbs at the beach, right? Totally unprepared. But I haven't been to Bethany. I heard Bethany is cold.
I haven't been, actually I think I've driven by Bethany Beach and it's absolutely beautiful. The renovations and the building and the construction that they've done over the last 10 years, I hear it's magnificent.
Yeah.
I mean, just the restaurants alone and the boutiques that have opened up, I've only heard, just being a part of the Delaware Restaurant Association, I'm familiar with all the new restaurants that do open up throughout the state of Delaware. And from what I'm hearing, Bethany is booming. I mean, it's the place to be, especially if you just want to go for vacationing. I hear it's absolutely beautiful, very quiet.
There's a lot booming downstate now. Middletown, and I remember about 15 years ago, they were like, oh, one day Middletown is going to be this and that. And Middletown is actually amazing. So you take Middletown, you take the beaches, and you take Wilmington, you have the perfect freaking state.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It really is the best state to live in. Speaking of the best.
Oh, go ahead, girl.
I know, right? Here's a segue into the Best of Delaware party is happening tomorrow here in the state of Delaware at the Riverfront Chase Center. Make sure you check it out. It's sponsored by Delaware Today Magazine and Today Media. It's a night of great food, cocktails, live music, games, and more. It is a 21 and up event to attend, but it's so much fun. Actually, it's one of my favorite events to attend.
I've never been.
Oh, you would love it. You have to go. You have to go. I recommend if you're not doing anything tomorrow, you figure out a way. You know what? Let me know. You'll be my guest.
Word? No, let me check my Palm Pilot. Yep, I'm free.
You're free. That's right. And you know what? Tell the crew.
Okay.
Everyone should come because I think it's a great event. Not only are we coming together and celebrating all of the best throughout the state.
Okay.
I have to make note because we're very, very proud. Vienna and Bistro was voted 2022 winner for best Italian restaurant in the state of Delaware.
Well,
thank you. That's hats off. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
most
Grateful,
definitely.
super grateful for that recognition. Hats off to my team because you know it truly does take a village, right?
Look around us.
Right. Hats off to my team, my family, my sister Margarita, everybody that's involved. It truly does take a village. But thank you to our customers that have patronized us over the last 8 years to get us to this point because it really, takes the community support and the customers that keep on coming back and saying wonderful things about the restaurant because we do appreciate recognition like this. But we never seek out this recognition. Right now, we know we go to work, we have a job to do, but when you do get noticed, it's rewarding. It really is. And so thank you to everyone that did vote for Vienna and Bistro for Best Italian Restaurant, upscale restaurant in the state of Delaware. Thank you so much. But Best of Delaware event, you are coming tomorrow. Don't miss it.
I will be there.
Don't miss it.
I will be there. And this weekend, a lot of people were had events going on.
Oh, yes.
But there was one thing that I am I hate that I missed it, but we're going to talk about it. Ms. Janelle Bowman here to talk with me about it. There was a book signing by this awesome, amazing author. She's actually, you ever watch DETV Kids? Okay. She's actually a contributor to our kids show, and her name is Miss Finney, right? Miss Finney was Teacher of the Year, and her name of her company is Lyrical Math, right? Her and her husband, and they provided some segments on DETV Kids, teaching kids math with rap music, and it's freaking amazing, freaking awesome. And now she's an author, and she had a book signing at, where was it at, Ms. Bowman? Barnes & Noble Christiana Mall. So shout out to the Finneys.
And they were on the show.
Yes.
We had them on the Good Morning Wilmington show. Yep. I remember she was spitting some lyrics, if I'm correct.
Say that
and
again.
it was
Say it again.
spitting some lyrics.
Oh, let me. You got 16 bars?
No, I do not. I know my place. I know my talent and my skills. And I always say that you have to recognize those who do have strong talents and skills, and the Finneys do. Yeah. When they were in here and they were on the show, and you said to her, show us, give us a taste. Right. And right on that spot,
she went, bam, went in.
Incredible. But it's educational and interesting. So she knew how to engage children about math and learning, able to tie in the two, which is truly unique. Really it is. And to be able to do that, I think that's what's important, to help the youth in learning, finding different and creative ways to teach math. And math is not always the best subject or the most fun.
But she makes it interesting.
She makes it fun.
She makes it fun and interesting.
Yes,
so
she makes
we
it
got to
fun.
get her back to talk about her book. I love it, love it, love it. Speaking of guests, we've got some dynamic people in the building today. We're going to talk expungement with Lisa.
Also, Hara Wright-Smith from the Wilmington Alliance. She's back on the show with us. We have Phame Hancock, 76ers Arena host and Blue Coats MC.
I love that dude.
Phame.
Phame, that's his name.
I love his, I have his card right here. I love it. The Hall of Fame.
But you know what?
Yeah. And when business card.
And when he says the Hall of Fame, you can look up. Look, he was in a Jaguar commercial. He was in Samsung commercial, Hulu commercial. But most of all, you will recognize his hat and himself on the new movie on Netflix, Hustle, with Adam Sandler. Check it out. And I think we have a clip that we're going to show, that we're showing right now. And you can see as he's walking through, as Adam Sandler is walking through the gym at the combine, you see he actually mentions Phame's name. He says, Ray Hancock, there you go. He's always working.
I love
and
it.
so shout out to Phame. We have him in the building.
Very
excited.
excited.
Have the entrepreneur herself, Janelle Bowman, owner of Couture Greek. And matter of fact, where's our floor director? Come here, floor director. Come here, floor director. Show her what you got on. This is from Couture Greek. And we're going to let her get up. Boom. See it? Delta. So if you're a fraternity, sorority, this is the place that you want to shop. Because guess what? If you need it right then and right there, she got it for you. Because some of these people be ordering stuff online. You gotta wait like 3 to 4 weeks to get it, but not her. Make sure you check her out. We're here with Miss Janelle Bowman in the building on the plaza. So, did we get it all?
Yes, we did. We have to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our first guest, so we'll be right back.
All right, we're talking expungement here on DETV.
Coming up on the plaza, Lisa Minutola and Hara Wright-Smith.
How did DETV start and how did you get here?
DETV started approximately 10 years ago in the basement of my home. I had an idea to show people of color doing great things, but what happened was I got to the point that I said, I'm gonna just show people all together doing great things. The motto and the moral was to bring people together instead of using media to rip people apart. And doing that, you know, I just did a lot of hard work, a lot of free stuff, a lot of things of just showing people being themselves. I figured that media, and I saw that media wasn't doing that, so I just decided to give it a shot, not knowing that it would bring me to where I am today. I had a great journey doing it, met some amazing people, did some amazing things, worked on some amazing projects, you know, and with just a lot of hard work and a bunch of sacrifice, I'm here today. I done worked on everyone's campaign in the state of Delaware, and now, you know, I'm just doing what I do and doing it with friends. My biggest accomplishment right now would have to be this, hands down, without a doubt. We want to make sure that we inform the community wholeheartedly. So again, they can have all the information that they need. For more information, you can find us at detvch.com. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook under DETV. Be sure to check us out. Tell me what you think. Welcome back to the plaza, and I'm telling you, Vincenza, I'm super excited because right now we're talking expungement, and there's a lot of people at home that don't even realize that they're eligible for expungement. But today on the plaza, we have Lisa Minutola here on the plaza, Chief of Legal Services for the Office of Defense Services, along with the Wilmington Alliance Director of Economic Development and Inclusion, Dr. Hara Smith. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome.
Let's just jump on in.
Yeah.
Expungement is a big thing right now. A lot of people don't know how to get expungement, where to start. Let's talk about you first, Lisa. Who's Lisa?
So I'm Lisa Minutola, Chief of Legal Services of Delaware Office of Defense Services. It's more commonly known as the Public Defender's Office. So what we do is criminal defense. If an individual is arrested and needs representation, we're able to provide that in all the state courts in Delaware, along with appellate work. Our newest entry really is into post-disposition work, and that is what we're going to talk about today, expungements and pardons and other ways to achieve a second chance. Nice. In addition, we have a really holistic approach to our representation. We have, besides attorneys in our office, individuals such as client advocates and forensic social specialists who really work with our clients to help them if they have maybe a mental health issue or a substance abuse issue that perhaps brought them into the system, and then ways to help them with housing or employment or other issues to keep them out of the system, to keep them from coming back into the system. Nice. And second chances and expungements are one of the ways we're going to do that.
I love it. I love it. Dr. Hara Smith, who are you?
Hi, I'm really happy to be here. So
again.
So yes, I'm Director of Economic Development and Inclusion. And Wilmington Alliance, as many may know, it's an organization that is an ecosystem builder. We are a nonprofit that connects with partners across the city to fill gaps, remove barriers to opportunity around workforce development, as well as supporting small businesses in the city as well. We also have an arm of our organization that's creative placemaking, where we revitalize communities at the grassroots level. So we have three primary avenues to which we reach residents across the city. And today, one of the largest initiatives on our workforce side is our Second Chance Employment and Career Pathways Initiative. We work closely with JP Morgan Chase on this initiative. And again, our aim is to connect individuals who are seeking second chance who have had a criminal past to employment opportunities and put them on a pathway to economic opportunity.
Nice. So how did y'all two, how did both organizations get together for this expungement?
So there's been a group of individuals meeting with organizations called sort of the Second Chances Initiative. It's not really formal, it's more of an informal group that we've put together with various organizations like Wilmington Alliance, like the Delaware Office of Defense Services, the ACLU, the Delaware Center for Justice, APEX, which is through the Department of Labor, to really talk about how can we reach individuals who need second chances. All of our organizations do a small piece of it. So for example, because we have attorneys in our office, we're able to represent individuals in court for expungements. Other organizations are able to help with the employment side or some of the funding that people will need in order to apply for an expungement. And so we kind of come together to make sure that the resources are shared and we don't really duplicate efforts.
Beautiful, beautiful.
What work does the Office of Defense Services offer or do, let's say? So let's break it down a little bit more.
So in terms of the second chances specifically, we are able to represent individuals who need an expungement. And there are different types of expungement. So for adults, depending on your record, you may be eligible for a mandatory expungement, a discretionary expungement, or a discretionary expungement after pardon. And it's a little bit of a complicated process. So we are able to help those individuals figure out, one, what are they eligible for, and then once we figure that out, help them to actually to achieve that expungement. So for example, a mandatory expungement for an adult generally goes through the State Bureau of Identifications, which is really the keeper of the records. And if somebody's eligible for a mandatory expungement, they will get fingerprinted by the State Bureau of Identifications. It's a $52 fee for that. If the SBI determines that they are eligible for that expungement, they will get a letter explaining they're eligible for a mandatory expungement, and then there's another fee of $75 to process that. If it cannot be done through mandatory, then it's a discretionary expungement, and that is through the courts, either family court or superior court, depending on where your cases were resolved. That's a little bit more of a complex process because it needs to be filed within the court. It is an actual court petition, an official court document. There are filing fees within the superior court. There are not any filing fees any longer within family court to apply for those expungements. And so those petitions we will draft for the clients and we will submit them on their behalf and then represent them if there would be a hearing on it.
Okay.
And then the expungement after pardon is a very similar process, except for the person has to go through a pardon first. And generally we work with our partner at APEX to help them achieve that pardon first and then apply for the expungement.
What's the difference between, because I know a lot of people, they don't know the difference between an expungement and a pardon versus a pardon.
Right. So the pardon is a forgiveness from the governor, and so the charges that you were convicted of, they are still on your record, but instead of saying convicted, it will say full pardon or whatever was granted by the governor.
Right.
And expungement actually removes them from your record. And so if an individual were to get fingerprinted for a background check and they were pardoned, the employer would still see the offense and the fact that it was pardoned. If you have it expunged, they would not see that record. So they would not know that you had a criminal history. And when you get your expungement order, it says you legally are able to say you have not been arrested, adjudicated, or convicted of a criminal offense.
Okay, so let's hop over it. You was great saying?
Yeah, I was just going
Go ahead.
quickly say, and that's why it's so important to prepare individuals who have a criminal past for job opportunities, because the expungement process and the pardon process that Lisa is referring to does take time.
Yes.
And I'm sure she'll talk about that. But people have families. They're returning citizens. They have children. They have families. They need to support their families, and so it's important to have partners on board with ODS as they handle the legal aspects of the pardon and expungement process, for us to prepare individuals for jobs. They need jobs today.
To get back right into society.
Yes, they get right back.
Right.
And so it's part of our role to help with the preparation, and that's why we partner with organizations to do that.
Love it. Okay, so you have an event coming up. I'm sorry, Vincenza.
No, that's okay.
I know so many people that need this right now.
No, this is very important information, and I know that you touched on this before, Lisa, that there are individuals that can help with the process. And Hara, you did mention it's a long process. Now, what's the time frame to go through beginning to end? Let's say start the process, the paperwork, the application, all the way to actually being expunged. What would be the time frame or the timeline?
So it depends, again, whether you're looking at that mandatory expungement, discretionary, or discretionary after pardon, because each has their own time frame. So obviously if you need a pardon, that's going to be the longest process, because first you have to go through that pardon process with the pardon board and then with the governor's office and have that granted. And I believe that's running at least 6 to 9 months, and maybe even longer right now. And then once that was granted, then you would have to then file with the court, and that could probably take another 4 to 6 months to get that done.
A year.
It could, certainly if you needed a pardon, it could be.
And for someone to wait a year before getting a job that's not an option.
You think about all the barriers when someone is trying to get a job, and something that they did when they was a kid or whatever that's still haunting them, and now they say, okay, we have an opportunity to get expungement and then go to get back on track with their career.
Right. Now, Dr. Hara, can we call you Hara? Is this okay? I feel like I can call you Hara. You will talk more about the employment element that you're bringing into this conversation, you know, the upcoming Expungement and Employment Event Fair. Let's touch on that.
Yeah, so we're really excited because Office of Defense Services realized the vision around all the needs that will support individuals coming in the door on Saturday, right? The primary aim is expungement, right? A lot of individuals will be coming to get that and get into the process and understand it. But then there are going to be others who come in while they need expungement, they also need jobs. And so we have a host of valuable partners that we work with that we have invited to come to join Wilmington Alliance on Saturday. So we have, for example, Friendship House. They actually cover the fines and fees that Lisa mentioned associated with the expungement process. They provide housing, they provide other support services. They will be there with us. We've invited Code Differently, YWCA of Delaware, Goodwill of Delaware. These are all supportive service organizations that either provide training, job training, soft skills training, hard skills training, and other types of wraparound services that we have found as the Alliance are barriers on the road to employment. Transportation is often an issue. Childcare is an issue, right? Yes. So it's all of these elements and pieces of the puzzle that have to come together for an individual who is returning to society to effectively get a job, but also to stay on the job. Right. So you're going to find at this event with ODS, we're supportive partners with them to bring these organizations who provide those supportive services. So individuals with criminal past come in the door, they're going to have options who they want to talk with to kind of fill those gaps that I just described.
Nice.
And I don't think this was mentioned. Where, when, how? Where's the location? When is it? Obviously, you said this Saturday, I believe. You mentioned it earlier. Oh, say it one more time. When and where is the fair?
Lisa,
so it's at the Hicks Anderson Center.
Okay.
And it's this Saturday from 10 to 2.
Gotcha.
Nice.
And anybody can attend. Right?
Yes, so we do have the availability for pre-registration that is on our website, which is ods.delaware.gov.
Okay.
It is helpful if people pre-register, one, so we have an idea of how many people will be there. We're also able to review their records and do some prep work if they pre-register. Versus if somebody walks in, we will try to assist them, but if you know, it may take longer, we may not be able to get to their case that day. So we really do encourage the pre-registration.
Right.
Yes, it seems like it's beneficial if they do the pre-registration because it's like you're 2 steps ahead. So when you get there, the records are already there, the documentation has already been started.
Correct, because we want to help as many people as we can, but we do have a limited capacity. So of course, that's what we say, pre-register.
and then of course there's free food.
You can get everybody.
You gotta get everybody covered. Right. 4 hours is a long time.
That is
right?
a long time.
So depending upon how quickly you get seen, we have a food truck there that is covered on behalf of Wilmington Alliance, one of our small businesses, by the way, who's going to provide a food truck service and meals there.
The kitchen, the collaborative kitchen.
It will be. They're part of Wilmington Kitchen Collaborative, but the business is called The Stand.
The Stand.
Right.
Love them.
Antoinette Watson. She's going to provide
yes.
food for us
nice.
to support those who are coming.
It really does take a community.
It does, and it's
It
funny.
really does.
It's interesting. Everything's intertwined. Everybody you've spoken about, everything you are mentioning a name. I'm like, wow, they've been on the show. They've been on the show. Oh, that person's been on the show, and I'm thinking, wow, this is so great that we're all helping each other. And I think that's what's really important to help us continue to evolve and thrive. And we're all helping each other and uplifting each other in every which way.
All right, so this is the community camera right here. You got 30 seconds to tell everyone you do what you need them to know about your event on Saturday. You would just invite them. Ready?
Come to the Hicks Anderson Center. We will work with you to see whether or not you're eligible for an expungement or a pardon. And in terms of employment,
Come to the Wilmington Alliance table. We'll all have tables there, the partners that I just mentioned, but come to our table. We're looking forward to talking with you to understand your needs and to put you on the road to employment opportunity and or training. So please come on out.
and second chances are definitely possible.
Oh, I love it. Ladies, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And just keep us posted with anything else going on with you guys. We'd love to share with our community.
Certainly
Right.
will.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for
All
All right,
inviting us.
Pleasure.
thanks. All right, Vincenza, you ready?
All right, Ivan,
All right.
I'm ready. I'm really excited about the next guest.
Oh, gosh.
Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame, the voice of the Delaware, your Delaware Bluecoats. Fame's coming up next, right after Street Break.
Still to come, 76ers and Bluecoats own Phame Hancock.
I'm Ty Break Jameson, and this is Street Break. All right, listen, what is the longest you've ever gone without a shower?
Without a shower, I would have to say about 3 days.
3 days?
3 days.
What was the circumstances?
I was an Eagle Scout, so I was camping out in the middle of nowhere. You know the woods, a bunch of kids running around. Was it the most accessible shower in the world? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Did I eventually get there? I tried. It was gross. There were spiders. I got scared. I overcame that.
I went to Firefly a few years ago, so probably like 4 days. Camping too.
I would say like 2 days for me.
Oh, God, I don't want to answer like a week. I don't want to answer that, but a week.
Week, it happens.
Like once. That was like once when I was sick, maybe.
You weren't well. You weren't well. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, sure.
Shower though. I ain't gonna lie, when I was younger, I don't know, I was 30, but we talking about maybe like a week, but we ain't doing that no more, probably like a day now. Now that I'm a little older and mature, probably like a day.
I gotta say 3 days. I think I was traveling. Yeah, that was a little rough.
3 days. That's. I went 3 days and I wasn't traveling.
A week.
What was the circumstance?
Just didn't feel like taking one on vacation.
3 days. Oh, a week at school because they didn't fix our shower.
Wow, a week, no shower. Guys were pretty strong walking around there, weren't you? If I cut a quarter in thirds, how many parts would I have?
3.
I don't even know. I don't know. I had to pass on that question. I don't know.
This is
We cut a quarter in 3 parts. You will have.
If I cut a quarter in 3 parts,
yes.
Oh yeah, that's what mine
I would still just have a quarter.
4.
Is this a trick? 3.
Say, Tone.
If you cut it into thirds, yeah, 3. I'm sorry, 3.
3.
You got a quarter of 3 parts?
If I cut a quarter in thirds,
Thirds.
how many pieces would I have?
1/4.
3. No, a quarter? You can't cut a quarter into thirds. I don't know.
3.
Bam!
You'd have 3. Oh, no. 3, yeah.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm going with 3 as my final answer.
You had 6 pieces.
You close.
You had 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good morning, Wilmington. It's your main man, Ray Hancock. Some of my friends call me Phame Man. Make sure y'all tuning into DETV. Shout out to my main man, Big Ivan. Shout out to Vincenza, the hottest morning show in the whole state of Delaware. Y'all keep it locked, man. Let's go.
Welcome back on the Plaza. We are here with an awesome talent, awesome person, and you might know him from Are You Ready for Some Basketball? The Emcee of the Delaware Bluecoats and the 76ers is here, right here on the Plaza with Vincenza and myself, Phame Hancock, but I call him Phame. What's up,
Yes.
Phame?
They call me Phame, man. First of all, I gotta give my guys
My
flowers,
man,
man.
my
Big
man,
Ivan
my
and the
man.
lovely Vincenza. Thank y'all so much for having me here.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I actually known this guy for a while. We
Yeah.
go way, way back. And I brought y'all some gifts and brought y'all some swag. I want to give that out before I forget.
Okay.
Because I come bearing gifts. I try to always come bearing
You
gifts.
got gifts for us?
We got some gifts for him. I'll hook him up.
Shoot.
Now, one of these is for Vincenza.
Okay.
And one of these is for you. Hold on. Yeah, because one of them, we got, one of the t-shirts is for the ladies.
Okay, thank you,
That's
sir.
for you, and this is for Vincenza.
Yo, I tell you what.
Y'all got some swag in there.
Damn.
This is
And that ain't on the
awesome.
streets.
Say that one in my joint.
Look
That
at
ain't
this.
that ain't on the street, so
No.
you know that's
Look at
exclusive.
that.
So.
Yo, this is gonna break the office right
Shout
here.
out to
at
the
that.
Sixers, man.
This
And them
is
Delaware
awesome.
Blue
Ray,
Coats.
thank you so much.
Ray brought a
Really,
whole
such a
swag bag, man.
Thank you guys. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you,
man.
bro.
Proud of you, man. Just want to say, man, you one of my original mentors. Just coming up in the game, known you forever since literally the basement. So I'm proud of you, man. Proud of you.
Remember, we was out in the front of my yard shooting the commercials and everything.
Yes, bro. And it's just a pleasure to be here, man. Proud of you and Vincenza. Of course, the
Thank
show
you,
is
man.
amazing, man.
This
It's
is
it's
great.
an honor and a privilege to
Look
be
at
here,
this.
man.
Look at this.
But we're
right
proud
here.
of you. I'm proud of you, man, because knowing your story on how you got started, like, and I'm gonna just abbreviate it real quick. Like,
Yes,
Phame
please.
was supposed, like, your boy wanted to go try out.
Yeah.
For the 76ers.
For the yeah.
And you was like, look, I'll drive, I'll take you.
Yo.
And you went to call him and he wasn't ready or something.
Yeah, so my man's actually, so what happened was they have tryouts for 76er Entertainment pretty much every year at the their training facility in Camden, which is where our whole entertainment division, they do their tryouts every year. And a friend of mine, actually Gary, shout out to my man Gary, who I worked a lot with in film and marketing and branding. He sent me a invitation one time. He was like, yo, we doing tryouts for 76er Entertainment, actually for the Dunk Squad. And if you guys ever been to the games, those are the guys that run and jump off the trampolines, like amazing athletes. They be running, jumping, flipping. I couldn't do any of that. But I was like, I'm still going. Because I was always a big Sixers fan. And for me, it was just about the opportunity to honestly just go to their training facility and just be in the building. I always tell people, like, that's the first part, just being in the building. So my guy, it was funny because I was like, yo, you gonna ride with me? He was like, man, I'm a little hungover, man. He was like, just stop and get me a McChicken sandwich and we're gonna go up there. So we got McChicken from McDonald's. We went up there to the training facility, man, and the rest was history, man. We went in there, we saw all these incredible like performers. They like literally in there dancing, you know, running, jumping off trampolines. Like I swear to God, like I was tired by the time I finished stretching, bro. Like I couldn't even. And then like they had to like run and jump off the trampoline and I couldn't even touch the rim, bro. It was a disaster. So it was funny though because like we all had to kind of like break off into groups and do a small performance. And the guy that was kind of leading the practice, shout out to my man Darnell, Derek Hayes, George, everybody from 76ers ENT. He was like, do whatever you want, just freestyle. He was like, you just got to put on a show. And me being me, like I just literally just grabbed the microphone because I couldn't do anything else.
Right.
And I started like freestyling over like this Will Smith beat. And people were like, I didn't know we could grab the mic. And he was like, I never said that you couldn't, right? And from there, he was like, he heard that I was from Delaware. And this is when they were just initially building the field house in Delaware.
Right.
So once I told him I was from Delaware and he was like impressed with, you know, what I did, it was like the rest was history from there.
Yeah.
So I was dug in with the Blue Coats. And this is my third official year with the Blue Coats and my first year working with the 76ers.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Told you.
That's awesome. I love that.
So hard work, just going out and just trying different
Right.
things
Oh,
has
yeah.
been a reward for you. Now, you've been on Jaguar commercials as a
Yeah.
brand ambassador.
Yeah.
And what other brand jobs you
I've worked in film, it's funny, since probably about 2016. And it's just funny, like the power of like just positive thinking and just being committed to yourself. Because I kind of told myself in 2016, I was like, I want to start working in film. I want to start working in television. And a friend of mine, Gary, the same guy that introduced me to the 76ers ENT, we promoted a show called Brain Dead on CBS together, which was not the best show, I'm not gonna lie, but we did a promo with that where like, you know, they interviewed us, we were on the news. Then I had an opportunity just from being in the marketing and branding business, just honestly to connect with good people, because I'm not necessarily an actor per se,
Right.
but I do value entertainment.
Right.
I feel like that's the common denominator,
Yeah.
like in any field, whether it's sports, fashion, movies, music, you know, people want to be entertained.
Right.
So that was kind of my passion.
Yeah.
And from there, I had opportunities to work in some commercials. Of course, I did a Jaguar commercial. I did some background work with Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, did you?
I had a couple clips on there as well the last season. I was also in Creed 2.
Right.
I had a little cameo in that as well.
What scene?
I was in the scene. It's actually funny because there's a scene when Drago like knocks Michael B. Jordan out, and I'm sitting right behind
The fight scene.
Dolph Lundgren, which was his father, and I'm like reacting like, oh snap, like because the thing about me, I'm a big sports guy, so I was in the building like this is right after Black Panther, like Michael B. Jordan's right there, Tessa Thompson's right there. We're like, I'm just in the building, just excited.
Right.
Like I think I'm at like
You're
a real
starstruck,
boxing match, right? Like I'm like really enjoying myself. But I just feel like a lot of the times just having a positive attitude, outlook, and just being in the right place at the right time, knowing the right people has helped me tremendously over the years.
It's not really what you know, it's who you know, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
And you've touched on that a couple of times about putting yourself in the right environment, making sure you're there, not knowing what to expect, maybe not having the resume.
Right.
But I think what I've learned about you in the first few minutes of chatting with you, Phame, is that you are not afraid to take risks. And I think that's why you are successful.
Yeah,
You're taking risks every single day. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. And you're like, you know what? I don't know. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to try.
Absolutely.
That's half the battle.
Absolutely.
It's just going for it and throw yourself out there and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you are successful and continuing to thrive in your career. So let's talk about hosting. I want to talk more about the 76ers field house and the Delaware Bluecoats, which I've yet to attend a game.
Don't worry, you'll be there this year, this season.
We're gonna get you down there.
I want to go. Talk about what it's like to host.
So honestly, that was my second official hosting job. I've done hosting for auto shows, other brands, but I'm honestly just a really big basketball guy. Like I tell people all the time, like they're not helping my basketball addiction at all, at all, because I love the game. I love everything about it, the camaraderie, the competitiveness. And for me, it's electric. Like when you go down to the field house, for people that don't know, the Delaware Bluecoats is the 76ers G League team, or what we call the farm team. It used to be the D League for development. So what happens is when you got cases where players from the 76ers get hurt or injured or get COVID or what have you, they do what's called a call-up where they send our Delaware Bluecoats up to play for the Sixers. So a lot of times when you go down to the field house, you're going to see 76ers players there, right? Like they're all over the place, B-Ball Paul, Charlie Brown Jr. These guys are very accessible. So I always remind people, that's what I was telling my friend, I said, you got to start with the Bluecoats because you're going to go and actually be able to really be next to these players, have a little bit of a more closer, intimate experience with them. And then obviously, you'll see them up with the Sixers as well. But for me, man, I love it. I love the game. We love our fans. We have some of the best entertainment in the NBA. Like I said, our guys, they run. They flip, they're jumping off trampolines. It's like amazing. So I always give them their flowers.
And then you got Cody.
Shout out to Cody, man.
Shout
out to the Bluecoats. And shout out to Coach Joe Richmond, man. Alex Yo, our whole crew is just phenomenal. And,
they're family.
Yeah.
It's like being with the Bluecoats, because we produce and distribute their basketball games on DETV, right? And we've been with them for about 4 years, 3 years, going on 4 years. And this will be our 4th season. And it's been one big family. So when you walk into that studio, that the field house, everyone knows you on a first name basis, from the security guards to Cody. Cody will come up to you because Cody don't talk and give you the nod, right? Give you a pound or do some backflips or whatever. And so you see a lot, and you have a family fun atmosphere at the Bluecoats, and then you're accompanied by his voice. Are y'all ready for some basketball? And his hat, because he wears his signature brim.
I'm a man of many hats, I will say. I got a lot of hats, a little bit of hair.
And he's crazy fashionable on the court, right?
Shout out to my co-host Cheyenne too.
Oh yeah, Cheyenne, she's dope as well.
Yeah, she's the best.
But you know what? I think I know somebody that works there as well. DJ Andrew Hugh. Sound familiar?
DJ Hugh. Most definitely.
Okay.
DJ Hugh.
He's been DJing for the Coats or the 76ers? Which one, or both?
So both. So
both,
like,
right?
the funny thing about 76ers ENT is that we're one big team, but we cover the Delaware Bluecoats as well as the Sixers. So DJ Ghost is our primary DJ for the Sixers, and Hugh is our primary DJ for the Bluecoats. But you know, they all work together.
Right.
Because when we're in arena, we have about 4 or 5 DJs actually up at the center.
At the center,
Okay.
yeah.
But DJ Hugh will traditionally DJ at the field house. If it's not him, it'll be him or DJ Ghost.
Gotcha.
But yeah, those are my
Good
guys.
music. Good music.
Oh yeah.
And I also want to touch on the latest feature he was in, the Hustle.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
tell us
Adam
about
Sandler.
that. We really enjoyed.
How
the
was
movie.
that,
So
man?
tell us what
Oh,
the experience
man.
was.
That was amazing, man.
on
Shout out
set.
to the Sandman. Shout out, you know, we was number 1 on Netflix for a minute, man.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like I said, it's funny because I feel like a lot of people thought that I might have had the opportunity because I worked with the Sixers, but it was really kind of the opposite because I was already working in film and background. So like when I went on set, like I said, like me, I'm like a kid in the candy store. Like I'm in the building. I'm like, yo,
Right there.
we was at Girard College, and you know, I'm in the gym, and you know, you're sitting there, and you have actors, extras. You know, a lot of people that, you know, they're acting. They don't necessarily know these players and stuff. So I'm in the gym. You know, Trey Young walks in, Anthony Edwards walks in, Tobias Harris walks in. I'm like, I'm like, let's go. You know what I mean?
Right.
And this girl, she's like, who is that? Who are these people?
And they
I'm like,
giving you love because they know you.
right, and I see these guys up close all the time, like,
Yeah.
and I'm still such a big fan of theirs.
Right.
Like, I really, really appreciate the culture.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I was on set, Adam he could kind of probably see that in me, because
Right.
he's a huge basketball junkie
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
So like the whole time I'm on set, like he's out there like shooting around, and it's funny because when I went into the bathroom, I swear it's a true story. Like I went into the bathroom in the corner of the set. I walk in the bathroom doing my thing, and the guys know, like when you know doing your thing at the urinal, like you leave a little space in there or whatever, right? So I'm over in the corner, then Adam Sandler like walks in the bathroom, and I'm like, all right, I gotta say something. It's Adam Sandler. Like, I'm in the bathroom,
I'm gonna violate every code right now, the man.
like I have to say
Right,
something.
right.
So I say to him, I'm like, is it weird if I tell my mom I met Adam Sandler in the bathroom? And he's like, nah, bro, you're good. You know what I mean? And then I told him obviously that I work with the Blue Coats, the Sixers, and we just kind of built a cool relationship from there, just hanging out on set, because you don't always get that with people of his magnitude.
The relationship must have been cool because when you watch The Hustle, when they're walking into the combine, Adam says, there go Ray Hancock. He don't ever stop working,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he gave him a shout out in the movie.
Yeah.
Such a big deal.
And you'll see Ray with his hat, with his signature brim.
That was me.
So that was the first interaction you had with Adam Sandler in
Yeah,
that moment.
Well, the bathroom moment was the first
Right.
moment. But when he came into the Four Seasons, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna try something. He was like, all right, stay there. And he just pretty much did a complete improv. First time he walked in, he was like, there goes Ray Hancock, always working his butt off. No, first time he walked in, he said, because I'm standing next to our lead in the movie, Juancho Hernan Gomez, and first time he said, Ray Hancock's here, watch out for this guy. And then the second time he came in, he was like, you know, there goes Ray Hancock, always working his butt off. And I was just like, I was lit. I was like, you know what I mean? But then, but I know like in film a lot, like you film so much, we were filming like 8 weeks, like that stuff is never guaranteed to make the film.
And it made the cut.
Right, and it made the cut. So I was excited, but I wasn't like going around like, oh, he said my name in the movie, because it's never guaranteed to make the final cut.
I will brag for you. That's
Thank
a big
you.
deal.
Thank you so much.
Okay, do you
I
know that's a big
appreciate it.
deal? First time interacting with someone of that caliber,
Oh, yeah.
that status,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you left an impression on him that he wanted to give you a shout out, and it was improv.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in the script, I bet.
Yeah.
And
not at all.
that's a big deal. So
Yeah.
we'll brag for you.
Thank you so
That's
much.
awesome.
Matter
That's
of
so
fact,
cool.
show the clip.
I'm forever.
Ray Hancock can't stop working his ass off. Come on. Come with me.
Ray, look, thank you for coming, man. Can you
brother.
keep us up to date with
Yes,
everything you got
please.
going on?
Yeah.
We want to make sure we celebrate you, man, and your accomplishments, and tell Delaware, because you know this is all about, this station is all for Delaware,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
We want to show the greatness of people
Yes.
and the talent of people, but
Yeah.
most of all, your positivity on how, like what you said, your mind, you can do anything you want as long as you think it and believe it, right?
That's right.
And that's
Absolutely.
so we go from, you know, us being in the basement to you now getting a shout out on the hustle.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, who does that?
By
Started
Adam
from the
Sandler.
bottom.
By Adam
himself.
Sandler,
Yeah.
the Sandman.
It's a blessing, man.
You know what I mean? So thanks for coming. Where can people check you out, follow you, and all that good stuff?
Follow me on Instagram at the Hall of Fame. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at the Academy Studio. Shout out to the Academy. It's actually our creative arts studio, just actually a block away from here. And we still in the community, man. Just working. Shout out to the Blue Coats for being voted Civic 50's top 50 most influential and helpful organizations in the tri-state. Shout out to the Sixers, everything that they're doing for the community. Shout out to BioSteel. Shout out to Plush Vodka, which is a Black-owned brand I'm working with. Work with a lot of different brands, but you know, we trying to stay loyal to the soil, and appreciate you guys. Love you guys, man.
Loyal
Thank
to
y'all
the
for
soil.
having me, man.
Thank you for the gifts.
Yes, I'm gonna bring more swag back for the rest of the.
Okay, all right. Loyal to the soil. Ray Hancock was in the building on the plaza. But up next, as soon as we come back from this commercial, Janelle Bowman.
Yes.
Can't wait to sit and talk to her and see some of the outfits and the great stuff that she has from her shop down in Middletown. All right, if you're a Greek, this segment is for you. Be right back.
Stay tuned. Owner of Greek Couture, Janelle Bowman, is up next.
Hi, my name is Angela, and I am currently living with a record. Having a second chance at life is amazing to me. You know, I don't have to allow my past to dictate who I'm going to be today, and to me, that's beautiful.
Now that clean slate legislation has passed in Delaware, we must ensure that the bills are effectively implemented so qualified people will get the second chance they deserve. To learn more, visit cleanslatede.org.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like, what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
And I'm super excited right now, Vincenza.
Oh, yes.
Janelle Bowman is in the building, founder, creator, entrepreneur of and Delta.
Yes.
Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated.
Sorority. Incorporated.
I'll let you know what I'm gonna let you just go. What is it?
I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Gotta love Deltas. Deltas are everywhere in the building, especially here at DETV. So you just started your company.
Yes.
And you're located in Middletown.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell us what's your company?
So Couture Greek is a family-owned and operated apparel company that specializes in Greek paraphernalia and corporate identity and promotions. So we don't only do Greek, we also do promotional stuff for businesses and organizations, nonprofits. But Greek paraphernalia is where we started.
Okay.
Like I said, we're family oriented, so my parents are retired and they have helped me with the business.
Nice.
My mother, Michelle, and I are members of the Wilmington Alumni Chapter, Sigma Theta.
Okay.
My father, James, is a member of Pi Kappa Kappa of Mega Sci-Fi in Sicklerville, New Jersey.
Nice, nice.
So, you know, and my husband, Terrence Bowman, you know, he always helps us. So it's a family thing
Right,
going
right,
on
right.
here.
And that's nice that it's a family affair. So
Yes,
everyone's helping
yes,
each other
yes.
and making sure that this continues to grow and
Absolutely.
evolve. So you have Couture Greek
Yes.
opening in Middletown.
Yes.
And is this something that you had set out to do? Was this a part of your goals? Tell us the story. Let
Yes.
us know about the story.
So we've been around since 2019.
Okay.
We actually started as an online company,
Okay.
and we started from our home. So everything was really small. I did it part-time for a long time. And really the need for it was just because, you know, I am a graphic designer by trade. I did graphic design and marketing for years in corporate and nonprofit. And so I freelanced for a long time as well before that. And so I love creating, love designing. I did a lot for my chapter for Wilmington alumni. And like I said, I did it on the side, and you know, I got a lot of requests to do it, and decided, you know, I really think I should put this into a business.
Right.
Not to mention, it really wasn't a lot of Greek paraphernalia places for the Divine Nine,
Right.
which is what we call the African American sororities and fraternities. Really wasn't a lot for the D9 in our area, and so I was like, well, this is a good niche. And so that's how it was formed.
Nice.
Excellent,
Nice.
excellent.
So you brought some paraphernalia here with you,
Yes,
and this
yes,
is just a little bit,
just a taste.
just a taste.
Which we love that you
Yes.
brought so many options,
Yes.
which we
Right.
love, and the colors are so vibrant. And you could just see the attention to detail and the graphic design that you bring into, bring to the table. You could just tell that the details of how you print the shirts, how you print the merchandise is there.
We do a mix of things. So it's a mix
right.
of screen printing. We do custom vinyl. We do embroidery. Right now, because it's summer, we're focusing more on T-shirts and tank tops and cute maxi dresses.
So when you say maxi dresses, we have our floor director and news producer, Kaylin, and your soror, Kaylin Pride over there, and Amani, who actually graduates of DSU, the #1 HBCU in the country. All right, are here, and they're part of DETV's team, and they are. So is that the dress that you're talking about?
That is one of our maxi dresses.
Okay.
Yes. So we have a couple of them. That's one of them. So she's wearing the gray one embroidered with Delta across the front. We have a black one also that says soror.
Okay.
We have some that are blinged out with the Greek letters across the chest. And Imani actually has on one of our lightweight quilted jackets.
I like that.
Yeah, it's nice. So this time of year, I mean, it's hot right now, but the temperature drops in the evening. If you're going out somewhere, it's really cool to have a nice lightweight quilted jacket. And she's wearing that. She is wearing that, honey.
Well, for impromptu models, you pick the perfect two models that are not shy.
The AKs
on
be
camera.
proud. Always pretty.
Yes.
Always ready. Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Kaylin is
Thank
rocking
you.
it.
So it's about to be. It's always HBCU season, but it's about to be homecoming.
Yes.
And if you need paraphernalia for homecoming, where can they reach you? How can they reach you?
So we are online at CoutureGreek.com. We are on Instagram at Couture_Greek. We're on Facebook at Couture Greek, and you can come and visit us in person in Middletown, 11 Wood Street, Unit D. At Middletown. We're right by the Cigar Bar Sessions and Metro Pub.
Oh, you're right there.
So we're right in that vicinity, yep. So we're right over there. And we're actually, it's a good thing you mentioned homecomings because we're about to start dropping our homecoming specials. This is the time. We do a lot of custom work in July and August time frame. We do custom jackets, custom hoodies and sweatshirts. So this is the time. So if you're interested, come in the shop, hit us up. And you can also email us at sales@couturegreek.com.
Let's talk about the business side of things.
Yes.
Was it hard for you to transition from going from home to going to a brick and mortar?
It was. Well, you know what? Part of it, I was doing it part-time, for a while. And I was going back and forth between my house, my mother's house. We had stuff in stores, so we were all over the place. And so it was kind of good to be out of the house, honestly, because we were there all the time with the pandemic. But it's the challenging part for us is that we were used to being online.
Yeah.
So managing the inventory from having, because we're still doing a lot of online sales.
Oh,
we do sales all over the country. So
nice.
we were blessed in the pandemic to really thrive. So I know a lot of small businesses struggled in the pandemic, but the good thing about women in sororities, we like to shop. So, it's a lot of women that shop, and purchased a lot from us in the pandemic. So we really thrived in that time. And so it just really allowed us to just expand. We have new licenses for new organizations.
Oh, nice.
So, it just allowed us to really, move into this new space.
All right.
And just to reiterate the fact that it's not just for Greek life. You
Yes.
you partner with businesses to make custom apparel, which I think is so necessary. People are always looking for businesses that can create their apparel for their small business or large business or what, they have an event coming up. I know for a fact, on many occasions, I've hosted fundraisers and I wanted to have all of my team wearing t-shirts, custom t-shirts,
do a lot of
the same
polos,
thing, but I could not find a
t-shirts.
business that would be able to help me in such a short period of time. So we definitely need more businesses that are doing custom apparel, and we're so glad that you have a brick and mortar, so people could come in, they can actually touch, feel, try on the t-shirts, the apparel to make sure they have the right size, which I love. I like to go into a shop and make sure that the item fits, because you're going through the whole process, and you're going through the whole process of if you order it online, it doesn't fit, you have to send it back. It's a whole process. You're skipping a few steps. So I think that's great that you have a brick and mortar where everyone could go check out the apparel, the custom items, and also get something that they may want for their special occasion or business.
What's your #1 seller right now?
Let's see. Well, the HBCUs are always popular.
Always
so
hot, right.
The HBCUs are a big item for us. So we do the HBCU sorors for the ladies, HBCU bra for the Qs, and HBCU Noop for the Kappas. So those are always big sellers. Believe it or not, a big thing are bucket hats.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
bucket
easy.
hats, and I have so the bucket hats are huge.
Yeah.
And it's summertime right now, so
nice
when you're
hat.
at the beach or when you're just out,
Also
bucket
very
hats
nice
are
hat.
big sellers for us. But we do a lot of custom as well. So
Nice.
Oh, I can
I've
see the
actually
details.
embroidered a line name on a bucket hat before.
This is a very,
So
this is
yeah,
very nice.
those are our big sellers. The t-shirts, the HBCU shirts right now, and the tank tops and the bucket hats for the summertime are really big right now.
Nice, nice. Okay, I love it. I love it. Make sure you check out Janelle Bowman. Did you give them your website? Give me your website.
I did. It's
because
CoutureGreek.com. And
Dope.
email us at sales@CoutureGreek.com. If you have any custom questions or inquiries about custom orders, send it over to us.
Love it, love it. Also want to give you your homegirl shout out. Let's give your homegirl shout out again.
Keziah, that is, yes, one of my best friends from high school, William Penn, back in the day.
What year did you come out?
98.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
I'm a spring chicken.
Okay.
Spring chicken, yeah.
So now, yeah, she's author, a new author, lyrical math, and how was the book
It was
signing?
awesome. Actually, if you saw online, she said it was the biggest one they've had. Biggest book signing they had.
I'd love
it
to
was
see that.
awesome. It
Yeah.
was a very good turnout.
I'm glad.
And she signed all of them. She sold a lot of books, and it was great. It was really
Great, great. All right, we gotta get her back on.
Yes.
Anything else you want the community to know?
No, I really
Just come down
appreciate
by
you.
some
Yes,
stuff.
come on down and visit us.
Yes. Support
We're actually
local
going to be doing
businesses,
some,
support
doing
Janelle.
like I said, a homecoming sale soon. Check us out on social media, and you can also subscribe for our email list.
There you go. All right.
Excellent.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate you.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
you.
much.
All right, Vincenzo, let's close out. Thanks to our sponsors, DART, Transit, Y-Fly, Balance, Strength, and,
favorite? Yes.
Balance, Strength, and Fitness. There go Kaylin doing her sign language again. I don't know what the hell that is. That was the funky chicken. That was the chicken, right? No. But thank you for watching DETV. Make sure, we definitely hope you enjoyed the show. But make sure you go out and buy. If you agree, go support your local business, Couture Greek. And if you're not Greek, go support. Go see us anyway. Go see them anyway.
That's right.
But we
right.
appreciate you, and we'll see you Monday on the live episode of Good Morning Wilmington. Whew. Ready?
Ready.
All right. See you when we see you.